man and his wife and their son who think that the NR National Resistance Movement Party is the only thing that is good for Uganda. That anybody who is not in that party does not love Uganda.
Does not deserve to.
Is not good for Uganda. Leave alone even take over. Even we who don't want even to go in the takeover,
to power,
we are not Ugandans. We don't love Ugandans. It is only somebody called NRM, and within the NRM party, who is a Ugandan, who loves Ugandans, who thinks good for Uganda, but the rest of Ugandans who don't, who have a different alternative view, are the enemies, are the bad people, are causing trouble, are going to kill the nation, when in fact, it is known that they should officially be accepted as alternative view. So when I see President Museveni, the other day I listened to him, to this Chaguranyi and his people who are funded by foreigners, they are evil. Yes. They don't know Uganda. I want to ask, who funds Museveni's government? People. I thought I would be very quiet and humble today. But my heart, my passion for this nation and its people, in the midst of being made fools, is what kills my heart. How? And then I saw her. You know, if this opposition, they are disuniting Uganda, I want to ask her, what does multi-party political system mean? It means there is this alternative and there is this alternative. And both people are Ugandans. Yes. And they love their country and they want to lead it. Now, why do they demonize? Why do they dehumanize? Why do they think that other Ugandans outside that NRM party are not Ugandans? Now, having thanked you for coming here, I want to tell you that I am here.
Yes.
The word of God says, in the midst of joy, there is also pain. Hagati mburamu, wakati mukufa.
Mukufa. Mugurumi. Yes.
Mugurumi. That's what I, Miria Matembe, senior citizen in this country, is experiencing. As I sit here, I remember the joy, the great joy and happiness with which we received President Museveni and his team in 1986 to redeem us from the terrible situation.
He promised you the fundamental change
we were in.
Yes.
The way we received, and not only me as Miria Matembe just received, but I embraced his program 100%.
Okay.
With all my heart, with all joy, with all faith that never again, that was what was in my heart, never again will Uganda and Ugandans experience the suffering, election violence, the military dictatorship, the corruption, all those evil, deadly things that we experienced, and President Museveni appeared and we saw him as the Redeemer to redeem us from all this. And he said, indeed, here I am. I have come to bring a fundamental change.
Yes.
10-point program. I embraced with all my heart. I worked for good 20 years of his first government when we were still within the movement system. And I give it all until when he proposed in 2003 to remove the presidential term limit, and I opposed him, and he chucked me.
Okay.
He said, get out of here. And I got out of there.
You got fired.
But for the next, yes, I got fired for my integrity, for my faith, for my great hope in what I had expected. I was not ready to depart from what we Ugandans having traversed the whole country, me and my 21 members together, and got the Ugandans' views, who made it clear and said the biggest problem in this country is the president who doesn't want to hand over peacefully. And therefore, we want to limit the presidential term so that we give him 10 years. 5 good. If he's good, we elect him again. If he's not, he goes. But we give opportunity for 10 years. And to Ugandans, that was what would lead Uganda into what we expected.
That was a golden
and
opportunity we had.
And I was so happy with it, and we put it there. So come 2003, he calls upon us at NEC in Chankwanzi to remove the term limit. As a faithful, serving Ugandan person who had hope, who never wanted the history to come back, I opposed him, and up to now, I continue to oppose. The only thing I thank God for is that he has stood, God has stood with me, and whatever I had foresaw that would happen if they remove the term limit has been happening. But
so you don't regret being fired? You don't regret anything? Okay.
I don't call it even fire. I think God had seen. Okay. God saw that this daughter of mine, who is so faithful and trustworthy, cannot go beyond the right thing, because what is coming on board is a bad one.
Yes.
Now, as you can see the pain with which I'm living in this country. But for me, I never lose hope. I believe one day, the children of Israel, after 40 years of being in the desert, cross over to the promised land. Who knows as to whether these 40 years in which we've been moving in the desert, God may not come and redeem us. But before I go into the details, I want to thank the Lord who favored me and made me one of the distinguished, good examples of good leadership, of integrity, which I have practiced and come up to this time. And I now want to express my views here. I want to tell Ugandans as that kind of person. And to confirm what I'm saying, despite the fact that they chased me away, I think recently you saw how the government, the people of Uganda, I understand they did research and found I am one of those good examples of good leadership, of character and integrity, and a mentor to the young people in this country. Recently, just last month. So that confirms the status I'm talking about, from which I'm going to say what I want to say, because you lead me into what you lead me. One, I have been listening to President Museveni and his wife. And I have been wondering, listening to the words they are saying, when they are discouraging all Ugandans, telling them, please don't vote those people in opposition.
Yes.
I think last night I saw Madam saying, you know, if you vote those, you are bringing disunity. You cannot, you take the movement, don't vote in opposition, because that will bring disunity. And then the president is saying that Chaguran and his people who are funded by foreigners, they are going to destabilize this nation. They are evil, they are wicked, don't vote them. And I listen and I say, Vanang, what's wrong with this couple? Does it think that we are fools as Ugandans? Is it because they have taken Uganda as their own personal property? What is it? Why am I talking like this? Because I am a woman, a leader in this land, who got the opportunity to make the Constitution of Uganda as one of the 21 members, as one of the CA delegate, as one of the committee, the rules and drafting committee, the final drafting and rules committee. I mean, that was the put the final stamp on the Constitution of Uganda. Of course, the Constitution has been violated, was killed, was murdered, was maimed. Those are the words I use. It was maimed and murdered along the road. But at least in this Constitution, in 2006, it was established and put in the amendment that from 2006, Uganda is going into a multi-party political democratic dispensation.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah.
What that means is that we left the movement where all of us belong together, where we were voting people on individual merit, and transited into a multi-party political dispensation, which is liberal democracy. The democracy that allows alternative view. The democracy that allows a system that will say, today, there is a government. For instance, the NRM party is in government. But while it is in government, there is an opposition which is called government in waiting. When it comes to the liberal democracy, there is a government which is implementing what it put there because it won elections. And on the other hand, there is the opposition official. In the UK, they call it the Queen or King's opposition, which is a government in waiting. Because when this one does not perform well, next time this one can come in. And therefore, it is so highly respected. And its role is to oversight. You oversight, you guide, you say, it didn't go well here. And then people see, and eventually they say, let's try this one. Okay? That is liberal democracy. That's what the Constitution of Uganda adopted. That's what President Museveni and his wife should know, and their son. That's what they should know. That in Uganda, we do not have just one view. That official and legally alternative view is allowed. And it is allowed, and there is electoral commission, and you have to people parties, they have to be given equal space, and they are all Ugandans. They are all Ugandans, and they go and campaign in the free and fair environment, and we get transparent elections, and then you get the party which wins, it becomes a government. And then the other one, it becomes a government in waiting, but it is opposition. And then Uganda as a country would continue to run well. But here, you get this man and his wife and their son, who think that the NR National Resistance Movement Party is the only thing that is good for Uganda. That anybody who is not in that party does not love Uganda.
Does not deserve to.
Is not good for Uganda. Leave alone even take over. Even we who don't want even to go in the takeover,
to power,
we are not Ugandans. We don't love Ugandans. It is only somebody called NRM, and within the NRM party, who is a Ugandan, who loves Ugandans, who thinks good for Uganda, but the rest of Ugandans who don't, who have a different alternative view, are the enemies, are the bad people, are causing trouble, are going to kill the nation, when in fact it is known that they should officially be accepted as alternative view. So when I see President Museveni, the other day I listened to him, to this Chaguranyi and his people who are funded by foreigners, they are evil, they don't know Uganda. I want to ask, who funds Museveni's government? People. I thought I would be very quiet and humble today, But my heart, my passion for this nation and its people, in the midst of being made fools, is what kills my heart. How? And then I saw her. You know, if this opposition, they are disuniting Uganda, I want to ask her, what does multi-party political system mean? It means there is this alternative and there is this alternative. And both people are Ugandans. Yes. And they love their country and they want to lead it. Now, why do they demonize? Why do they dehumanize? Why do they think that other Ugandans outside that NRM party are not Ugandans? Who funds? The foreigners fund. I had always asked President Museveni, I said, so when you left, when UPC in 1980, when it reached the election, yes, and Museveni ran to the bush, it was not him, yes, loving Uganda. It was the foreigners who were using him. So was it the foreigners who were using him? According to them, me, Miria, as a Ugandan, I cannot see what is good for Uganda. If I see what is good and it doesn't agree with NRM is saying, then it means I'm being funded by foreigners. I want to clearly say, and without offending, Simanya abusing the president, I'm not abusing the president. I'm telling him the truth, and I want you to get them out very clearly. So does it mean that they don't understand what liberal democracy or multi-party democratic system means, or they think we are the one who are fools who don't understand? Why should they fight other parties? We have seen them. They go everywhere. They are using Uganda money. They are doing what they can do. They think they are the only Ugandans. I want to tell you, President Museveni and your family, Uganda is not yours. Uganda is not your personal property. Uganda belongs to Ugandans. Uganda is ours, and we shall live, and it will stay. We come and go, but taking Uganda as your own personal property and taking everybody who believes in NRM as the only Ugandan, that is utter and total nonsense. And I will use that word. Really, God forgives me, because even God also in his words in the Bible, there are certain words he uses, and you think it's because, God can be an angry God, yeah, especially when you disturb. So when you see me angry for the good of Uganda, don't say I'm a sinner. I'm acting on behalf of God. I'm speaking on his behalf because he gave me a mouth like a sharpened sword, according to Jeremiah according to Isaiah chapter 49, verse 1 to 3. And let me tell you, the Bible tells us that righteousness and justice are the foundation of God's throne. And this country is built on the motto, for God and my country. And whatever I'm saying them in the mighty name of God. Please, lady and your husband and your son and your family, please leave Uganda. It is not yours. It is not yours. And so you Ugandans, let me tell you, I praise the Lord because I have been here for a long time. Let me tell you, yes, if for instance, I don't want President Museveni to die at all. He's my brother. I want him to live, to live LIV. And at the same time, I want him to live LEAV, leadership of this country, and hand it over to the right person. But let me tell you, I have been here. Yes. You should have been here when Amin left. Oh, the dancing that invaded Kampala. And shortly after that, when first when Obote left. Because Obote people were there, UPC. The moment he left, you should have seen the singing and the dancing and whatever that happened here. And then eventually, Amin goes. And Obote, the dancing also was great. You see all these people dancing following President Museveni in Yero. If, for instance, he quit and left like tomorrow, oh, they are the very people who will invade the street of Kampala and Mbarara and dance and sing. And for me, it would pain me when they are singing and dancing because he's gone, and yet they've been deceiving him that he's the God of this land. Please, Museveni, President, and your wife, and your family, me as a person, I'm so angry with what you are doing, and I'm angry on behalf of God, and I'm telling you, God is watching. And I want to pray to him that he may thwart God. If only you could thwart the strategy, the wicked strategy of the NRM leadership, if you could thwart it, and if you could make sure, you God, that the plans, the wicked, evil plans they are having in their heads could stop, Uganda would be happy.